Hello, I'm Dirk von Lowtzow. I'm a singer and guitar player as well as songwriter with the group Tocotronic. Rock music is always, when rock music is good, it's always kind of destructive and negative. Be it like heavy metal music, or be it punk rock, or be it whatever. It has to have something which is like not affirmative. We had the impression that over the last 5, 6 years in Germany, or even longer, there's a very strong tendency towards a strong national state or national belief or whatever. And of course, if you say that Kapitulation is the nicest word in German language, it's something like a slap in the face to all these people. But besides that, it's really a very nice word. We like to have that formalistic approach, like when Nabokov wrote Lolita, the first sentence is like how the word is actually being spoken, how it goes from the tip of the tongue to the outside the mouth. And so we thought about this. We're very much interested in like deconstructing male identities, and that's also why we chose Henrik Olesen, a friend of ours, for the cover of the records, who's very much interested in a queer kind of art history. Like, I think the pure sexuality is not the point. It's just it's about to be as queer as possible in your thought, and I think this is something that we've always been interested in. Be it really conscious or not. I think when we first started, we weren't aware of that thing as much as today. Today we try to force this even more. We're always a little bit uncomfortable with saying we are musicians, because like this is a very limited thing, and also we are not the best of all musicians, like we never really cared about like training or becoming the best of all musicians. So I think we rather would see each other as artists who chose music as their field. But on the other hand, that also sounds a little bit pretentious. I think the problem is most people who work as artists, they really enjoy their work. Like, especially with musicians, they really want to go out and play. With us, it always was a little bit different, because we also said like, no, don't do it. Everything's so exhausting, we don't want to do that, or we don't want to do this, and so I think this is quite good, because one has to be. I don't know. One has to know when it's over, and one has to know when to stop, because otherwise, neoliberalism has taken over your body. I think that art starts with the distance between the artist's personality and the piece of art. But because if there would be no distance, there would be no art. As a writer, the personality is so strong, it always comes through. And so I always found it a little bit tautologic in a way, that lots of rock, especially rock musicians, refer to authenticity as something like a holy cow, that they always say like, what I do is really authentic. And I would just question that, because what else is it? It's for me, it would be more interesting to ask, is it good? Is it kind of relevant? Is it good? Is it a good song? And not so much, is it authentic? Whenever I write lyrics and I try to do something which sounds personal, it's only some kind of a trick, because the person that speaks in the song is not necessarily me. That is, I think, something that has always been forgotten in the reception of rock music. I think it's quite German, yeah, and I think it's people always try to look behind, and I cannot understand it. Why not just cherish the superficial thing about it? I know for Tocotronic it's true that sometimes the motivation is to correct things that you have said before. Like, you do an album and that you think like everything's quite the way you wanted to say that, but shortly after that it's very frustrating. Like 3, 4, 5 months after a record comes out, you think, oh God, it's not quite good. It's not. I wouldn't say that now. I should say that differently. And so this is also a motivation. Is correction. I really suffer from writing these lyrics sometimes, because they really it's very difficult to write good lyrics in German. Whereas with Phantom Ghost, it's much easier because it's totally artificial. The whole idea of Phantom Ghost is like creating something which is a little bit like a parody of certain song forms that are very important to us. Very hard to say. This is very much filtered. I'm not very good with just doing nothing, although I really would like to do just nothing because I'm very lazy. But so I think writing songs is a good way of fighting the boredom.